Hello YouTube, my name is Paul, hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to another $1,000 game episode. We're focusing on a game that's quite relevant to my current collecting goals, I suppose. So yeah, I mean this particular game was in amongst a bundle of games. But nevertheless, it's still got a lot of money for the person selling it on eBay. But yeah, a bit of background about the Hit Squad then. If you haven't seen the Hit Squad videos, I'm not really interested. It's a budget label for motion software which came about 1988. For the Spectrum it released about 115 titles, Amstrad 114, and the Commodore 64, which this particular game is from, 119. Motion software did support the Commodore 64 longer than it did the other 8-bit home computers, hence why these games are unique to the C64 on the Hit Squad label. So games like European Rampage, Lethal Weapon and Hook didn't get released on any other 8-bit home computers. So yeah, it just makes them that a little bit more desirable, because I think most other games are covered off on the, that are on the Spectrum or on the C64 as well, except for maybe one or two. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what they look like, again, for those who don't know, I think a lot of the appeal about these Hit Squad games is just the fact they look great on a shelf. And they're all numbered, they're all grouped into different categories as well. So that's sort of some Amstrad titles I've picked up quite recently. Again, as you can see there, you've got the arcade, the movie, sports, and a bit of a miscellaneous section. So yeah, it's very desirable. There's hardly any other budget re-release labels, if any, that actually do that. Some have got a complete different change in design as you go through years. So yeah, I think that's why that's quite desirable. So yeah, so there's not many games that you would call, well, there's probably hardly any games you would call rare on the Hit Squad label. There's some quite difficult to get ones. There's one or two that probably won't get mentioned in this video that are more difficult to get than the ones that we are going to mention in this video. That's always the way, but these are desirable probably for the reasons I said. They are C64 exclusives. Everyone seems to want them. They're quite famous franchises as well. So yeah, a particular auction came up one day. It's about 2 months ago now. Just literally just dropped off of eBay. Luckily I captured an image of it before it disappeared. And in this bundle was about 20 games, maybe 25 games from different publishers. Nothing really that stood out except for maybe 3-4 games. So in this particular bundle we had Lethal Weapon, you had Hook, you had European Rampage, and you had WrestleMania. WrestleMania is generally quite a reasonably priced game, sort of £20 mark. European Rampage can go for more, sort of between 50 and 100. Hook is more expensive again. I mean, the last auction went for about 250, maybe 260. And Hudson Hawk. It's another game in the library, but Lethal Weapon is all I'm thinking of. A bit more of an unknown quantity because I've seen it sell for £100 by it now, and I've seen it on the Facebook groups with people doing trades and all the rest of it, but I've never seen it as a standalone auction, personally, myself. I've not been collecting different systems other than the Spectrum for more than sort of about 4 or 5 months. So yeah, I thought to myself, do you know what, I'm going to have a punt at this particular auction because it's got all 3 of the most difficult, tell a lie, the most desirable Hit Squad games. They're not the most difficult, the most desirable. All in one fell swoop, so I thought, why not, give it a go. So in my mind I thought that's 600 quid for the free. So yeah, I think I put a bid in really early doors and just left it. That's what I usually do. I don't carry on bidding. Half the time I just watch the auction. I don't bid at all. But this particular one I bid because sometimes people come across with an offer and then all of a sudden it's gone. So that was something I was hoping wasn't going to happen. But yeah, so it doesn't matter anyway because it went for about £1,800 in the end. To a collector I believe is out in Australia. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the games themselves are just desirable and hard to find. So that's a lethal combination, especially for your wallet. It's the sort of thing you want to keep to yourself, unless you want to slap in the face for the missus. But yeah, so it was incredible to see it go for what it went for, and I can only assume the reason why it went for that much money was because the 3 games were together. This guy may have only needed the one, which would be Lethal Weapon. That might have been all he wanted. So until it comes up again, it's quite difficult to gauge, but I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all if it went for $1,000 or £1,000 a game, to be honest. Because there's a lot of people looking at it to finish off their set. Like I said earlier, there's a lot more difficult titles to get. Not a lot more, but there are a few more difficult titles to get than Lethal Weapon. Yeah, so the game itself, like I said, was released, I think it was 92, might have been 91 into 92 for the Commodore 64 under the Ocean label, and got a hit squad release sometime in 93. So yeah, it's at a time when particular machines are kind of like coming to the end of their lives, really. But yeah, it's a side-scrolling run and gun game. I quite liked it. I'll be honest, I played it for the first time before making this video, and I quite enjoyed it. A little bit tricky in places. It's quite difficult with the jumps. You've got to be quite pixel perfect. I think I got to the end of level 1 pretty easily. Level 2 again, a lot more platforms in it, and I don't really agree with platforms. I tend to fall off the bloody things all the time. But yeah, so yeah, look forward to seeing it come up again. Definitely, again, if you're going to find that game and get it for a reasonable price, you're going to have to do it either by being very lucky and finding a bundle that's like now, or finding a bundle that's got best off and getting it really quick. Besides that, you're probably going to pay through the bloody nose. Again, I'm not sure if these games came out anywhere else other than the UK. I think it's just a UK release. Not to say it's not available anywhere else, but I think it came out in the UK. I know there was different variants across the world, Australia and Spain and all, but I don't think Lethal Weapon came out over there sort of on its own, if that makes sense. That's it. There you go. Another $1,000 game for you. Well, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. I'll see you guys again real soon. Take care. Bye for now.